Welcome. You're tuned into Tangled Threads. If you're digging our content, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. My name's Callum. This whole mess began when my buddy Landon, from my college days, decided to tie the knot. I was kind of surprised when the wedding invite popped up in our mailbox because, honestly, me and Landon weren't close anymore. But here comes the twist. My wife, Marcella, was way too happy about this wedding. It was weird because she barely knew the guy. Marcella was all in, talking about how this wedding was the perfect excuse for us to hit the road and have a little adventure. I thought, okay, maybe she just loves the whole wedding vibe. But deep down, something felt off because she kept asking about Landon, like when we'd get to say congrats and all that. Fast forward to us arriving at this gorgeous wedding venue out in the countryside. Marcella was acting kind of funny, really focused on the schedule, especially the part about meeting Landon. She said it was all about being polite, but it seemed like there was more to it than that. The wedding itself was like something out of a movie, beautiful and all, but I couldn't shake this weird feeling. I noticed Marcella kept stealing glances at Landon way more than what you'd expect. I tried to ignore it, thinking maybe I was just being paranoid. Then, at the reception, Marcella said she needed to fix her makeup, and vanished. I was mingling, trying to enjoy the party, when one of Landon's friends came up to me, looking all kinds of uncomfortable. He told me straight up that Marcella had been caught sneaking into Landon's room, getting way too cozy with him. Landon was just as shocked as anyone and managed to get her out of there. Man, I felt like I got hit by a truck. All those little doubts I had suddenly made sense, but I didn't want to cause a scene at Landon's wedding. So, I waited for the right moment, which came when it was time for the toasts. I stood up, glass in hand, and the room got quiet. Friends, family, and honored guests, I began, my voice steady, betraying none of the storm inside. We're gathered here to celebrate not just the love between Landon and his bride, but the ideals of truth, loyalty, and the sacred bond of marriage. I paused, letting those words sink in, noticing Marcella squirm in her seat, her smile faltering as she probably anticipated a loving shout-out. But today, I continued, shifting my gaze directly to Marcella, we've been reminded that not all that glitters is gold, and that sometimes the person sleeping beside you is wearing a mask. The room tensed, the playful chatter dying down as everyone's attention sharpened. To my wife, Marcella, I said, raising my glass higher, my voice gaining strength. Who decided that our vows were mere suggestions and sought comfort in the arms of our host, Landon, mere hours before this celebration? Gasps and murmurs erupted across the room, faces turning from confusion to shock as all eyes darted between me, Marcella, and a visibly uncomfortable Landon. Let's toast, I declared, my voice now booming, to honesty, to bravery, and to the revelation that sometimes you find out your partner is not who you thought they were in the most heartbreaking way possible. Here's to finding out the truth, and to new beginnings, even if they start with endings. The reaction was instant, a cacophony of whispers, some claps from those who thought it a joke, and others with mouths agape, not believing what they'd just heard. Marcella, now pale and shaking, looked around frantically, as if searching for an escape or a place to hide from the piercing eyes. I set the microphone down gently, my piece said, leaving a room erupting in chaos, whispers turning to loud discussions as I walked away, not once looking back at the destruction left in my wake. That moment wasn't about revenge. It was about exposing the truth, no matter how brutal, and reclaiming my dignity amidst the ruins of what I once believed was a sacred bond. Update. After that night, things spiraled pretty fast. Word got out, not just among the wedding guests, but through our circle of friends and, thanks to the digital age, pretty much anyone with an internet connection. Marcella and I, well, we were headed straight for divorce court. It was a mess, but amidst all that chaos, I found a sort of grim resolve. I was going to see this through, make sure the truth was laid bare for all to see. The court proceedings were tense. Marcella tried to play the victim, spun a tale of momentary madness, and pleaded for alimony, claiming she was entitled to it after everything. But the evidence was undeniable, and her actions spoke louder than her words ever could. The judge seemed to see right through her, and in the end, ruled in my favor. Marcella walked away with no alimony, a decision that felt like a small victory in a war where everyone lost something. But the fallout didn't stop with us. Landon, the once groom, found himself in the eye of the storm too. His fiancée called off the wedding not long after the incident. Turns out trust is a fragile thing, and not easily mended once broken. Last I heard, Landon was doing some soul-searching, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. As for me, I've been picking up the pieces, trying to build something new from the ruins of my old life. It's not been easy, and there are days when the weight of it all feels too heavy to bear. But there's also a sense of liberation in starting over, in knowing that whatever comes next is a chapter I get to write on my own terms. Marcella reached out once, a text that went unanswered. There's too much water under that bridge, too many words that can't be taken back. I wish her well, honestly, I do. But some paths are meant to diverge, and ours couldn't have split more definitively if we'd tried. In the end, this whole ordeal taught me more about myself than I ever wanted to know. It showed me the strength I didn't think I had, the value of truth, and the importance of moving forward, no matter how daunting the road ahead might seem. Life's a journey, and this is just one of the many turns along the way. Here's to the next chapter, whatever it may bring. Here are some comments he received. Comment 1. Wow, what a roller coaster. I can't believe Marcella thought she could get away with cheating, especially at a wedding of all places. The way Callum handled it, with that toast, was pure gold. Savage? Yes. Deserved? Absolutely. It's about time cheaters understand that their actions have real consequences. I'm glad the court saw through her act and sided with Callum. It's not just about the money, it's about integrity and respect. Cheers to Callum for standing up for himself. Comment 2. This whole situation is just sad, honestly. Yeah, what Marcella did was wrong, but the fallout is just tragic for everyone involved. Landon losing his fiancée over this mess is heartbreaking. It's a reminder of how one moment of poor judgment can unravel so many lives. I hope they all find some peace and can move on from this disaster. It's a tough lesson learned, but maybe it's a wake-up call for everyone to take a hard look at their relationships and what they truly value. Comment 3. I get why everyone's rallying behind Callum, but part of me can't help but feel for Marcella. Cheating is wrong, no doubt about it, but exposing her like that, in such a public and humiliating way, was too much. It's one thing to confront her in private or through the courts, but to shame her in front of all those people? That's a low blow. It doesn't excuse her actions, but everyone deserves a bit of dignity, no matter their mistake. I just wish things could have been handled a bit more privately. Maybe then, the healing could start sooner for both of them. To that last commenter, shut the fuck up. There, I said it for you guys. Anyways, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.